name is Kelvin. I'm a lawyer in the Allens Energy Resources and Infrastructure practice, specifically in the projects stream, which basically is a bit more of a commercial group. It deals with essentially building or buying or selling kind of major infrastructure, so airports, roads, rail, energy producing things, that kind of stuff.
So my name is Laura and I'm working in a technology, media and telecommunications team, otherwise known as TMT. So I spent the last 12 months in the litigation group and now I've just moved across to TMT and been there for about 3 months now. The kind of work we do is actually really varied. So there's no streams within the practice group and I work across the whole group, but we do a lot of government work with government clients for their big telecommunications, media contracts and things like that. We also do a lot of work for big private corporates and ASX listed companies. And then we've got a new part of the practice called Allens Accelerate, which is where we work with startup clients and businesses who are just getting off the ground, usually in areas of fintech. And so that is a really exciting process to be part of, to be advising on all aspects of how they're going to set up their business and move forward. And so it's a really exciting, dynamic team to be part of.
My name's Tom. I'm also a lawyer in the corporate team, but I'm in a different stream. So I'm in what's known as the mergers, acquisitions and capital markets stream, which we abbreviate to MAC. That's essentially, as it sounds, it's a lot of buying and selling of companies and assets, and then we also do lots of regulatory work as well and some general corporate governance. I'm in my second rotation, so I spent a year in the banking and finance team last year, and then I'm the same as Laura, so I'm now 3 months into my second rotation, and I'm a lawyer in that group. I get a lot of hands-on sorts of jobs as well because there's we do some quite large transactions, but when you start to sort of break that down into small parts, there's some really great opportunities to get your hands on lots of different and varied work. And one of the great things as well is the Allens Accelerate program touches our area as well. Often because whilst there's fintech companies that have got lots of technical issues as well, there's still companies that need to be established and they need to go through all those sort of steps, which is great for a junior like myself to get their hands on. I'm from Sydney, so I grew up in Sydney and I went to the University of Technology, Sydney. Then I studied a business law double degree, majoring in economics. I didn't know anyone that was a lawyer or worked in the law growing up. The law was a kind of a degree that I sort of fell into, which is quite common for a lot of people who study as a double degree. And so it was during my time at university where it sort of became, I sort of focused what it was that I wanted to do and worked out how I'd sort of put together the skills that I've been learning at university and my interests and turn that into a career. And this is where I've ended up and I'm loving it.
One of the main 2 reasons why I like working here, other than sort of the everyday people aspect, working at Allens has a really great culture that I enjoy working in, is just how cutting edge the legal work is. And so I did expect that, but it wasn't until the client questions actually started rolling in that I really realised how complex and interesting the legal work is here. And so like I said before, clients really are working at the absolute boundaries of basically business around the world, and it's really exciting to have to understand that and try and develop a legal solution to those problems because it's really difficult, and you really are working with some of the best legal minds in the country, and you have to work within a team and collaborate with all sorts of different people to come to a really well-rounded solution, and I think that's really exciting.
Probably in my area, there's even less of a focus on kind of technical legal skills or thinking about legal issues in a lot of detail. It's about taking a very commercial approach and making sure that the big projects that your clients are working on actually do get over the line and are built. And it's really kind of, particularly in energy resources and infrastructure where we have a very strong client focus. I've found that you do develop a really good understanding of the industry and the sector that you're working in, probably much more so than necessarily kind of black letter law issues, which is also yeah, probably different from what you would expect in law school, but certainly very, very interesting.
I was always told that there's 3 questions that you need to answer as part of an application for a clerkship or a grad spot, which is why you, why commercial law, and why this law firm. And so there's a whole heap of things that kind of gets thrown up amongst those questions to do with what it is you either know or want to know about the legal profession and what it is you want yourself. And there is plenty of resources out there where you can sort of find those answers, but it's always sort of thinking about in the back of your mind how you're going to target those questions, because what's really, really important to show in this process is that you've thought about all of the things that this firm might offer and that you want to be a part of that. And so you've got to come up with ways to sort of show that genuine interest and show that you're aware of how, what this firm can offer and why you want to be a part of it.